Once again, good morning to all. Now, to mark the formal beginning of the inaugural ceremony of the first International Conference on Energy and Water for Sustainable Environment, ICEWSE 2025, it is my privilege to invite our distinguished dignitaries to kindly come forward and take their seats on the dais.
A perfect morning to one and all. I am Sudhanshu Pandey, and alongside me is Ms. Malvika Sunil. We are research scholar from the Department of Green Energy Technology, UNESCO Madanjit School of Green Energy Technologies, Pondicherry University. It is indeed our privilege and honor to extend a warm welcome to all of you on behalf of the UNESCO Chair activity of this prestigious gathering, the two-day International Conference on Energy and Water for a Sustainable Environment, ICEWSE 2025. This conference is proudly organized by the Department of Green Energy Technology, UNESCO Madanjit School of Green Energy Technologies, in collaboration with the UNESCO Madanjit Center for South Asia Water Management, University of Moratuwa, Sri Lanka, and graciously sponsored by Madanjit Singh Foundation and South Asia Foundation. We warmly welcome you all to the inaugural session of the UNESCO Chair activity, today ICEWSE 2025. Thank you all.
Let us mark the auspicious beginning of the inaugural ceremony by lighting the ceremonial lamp. With great honor and delight, I invite Professor R. Arun Prasad, Head Department of Green Energy Technology and UNESCO Chairholder and Convener of ICEWSE 2025, to kindly deliver the welcome address and share his thoughts about this prestigious conference.
Very good morning, one and all, in dais as well as off dais. Welcome you all. I extend my heartiest welcome to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Prakash Sir Babu Garu. And it's his support for our department. Always he has some special interest in our department, which makes us to do a lot, particularly towards the sustainable development of the campus. Welcome you, sir. I am very much pleased to welcome our beloved, young, looks though it's old, very young and active, Madam France Madanjit Singh Foundation trustee, who is a catalyst for most of our activities in our department from the day of establishment in 2010 onwards. So in chemistry we say catalyst. Without that, the reaction will not move fast. So without her, this type of events will not be going to happen. And her support and her high generosity. I believe this is the first ever South Asian Foundation event aligned with Madanjit Singh vision towards peace, development and cooperation between the SAARC countries. I am happy to note that this is the first, and Madam, when I proposed this last year with Madam was very much active. She said, go ahead. And Madam, we are able to do it. Thank you very much, Madam. And as said, I am very much thankful for the supporters, particularly Dr. Binu, the UNESCO Regional Head Officer, for his welcome message, which will be displayed shortly. And also, we had a welcome message from Excellency High Commissioner of Sri Lanka, Mrs. Pradeepa Conley. I also very much thankful to our Ministry of Education, Ministry of External Affairs, and Ministry of Home Affairs, who has given permission for clearance of this conference. It took some time also with them. I also thank them for their official. Then I welcome our beloved Dean, Jafar Ali, who always very active and supportive for the events that we conduct by our department. Then I welcome our long associate expert in renewable energy, solar and wind, Mr. Tony Mehan. So he was also a part of instrumenting to become our So campus as a solar campus as of now. So we associated in 2010 to 14, and we tried our level best to push our administration to go ahead with several projects that we have submitted. And now he is very happy to see that our campus is somehow established solar power plants, which generates 35% of current generation, holds for our university. Then it's my great pleasure to welcome Professor Lalit Rashapretri. I met him last year in our SIF alumni conference, and we had thought to let SIF corporations to start. So he was very much agreed and very much thankful for his and his team to be here. So he holds UNESCO chair in water, and of course we also hold UNESCO chair in energy. So that makes a nexus between energy and water, and that starts here. I am pleased to welcome all the invited speakers as of now who are gathered here, and all the participants for this 2-day SAF International Conference on Energy and Water for Sustainable Environment, jointly organized by our Department of Green Energy Technology, Pondicherry University, with Center for South Asian Water Management, University of Moratovo, Sri Lanka. The theme of this conference, which includes two important things that the globe is looking for, answer for several issues: energy and water. Okay, water comes first always, but still, since I am from energy department, I will focus on energy. So energy and water plays a very important role. You may be knowing that global energy production for use still depends upon carbon-based fuels. Globally, above 70% of our energy comes from coal, crude oil, which are mostly carbon-based. Because of that, it is well understood, scientifically proven, because of the use of carbon-based fuels, we have spoiled our atmosphere, increase in greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. That makes to think several international forums, starting from United Nations Framework for Convention for Climate Change, and related several COP meetings in international level, make sure that we have to move towards non-carbon fuels or low carbon fuels to decarbonize our system of energy production. So we look for non-carbon renewable energy, particularly renewable energy technologies, whether it is solar photovoltaics, solar thermal, or bioenergy, or wind energy, ocean energy. You call it as geothermal energy, which is mostly used in Arctic nations. Now nuclear energy, which is also a clean energy. Then we talk about carbon, what we emitted, carbon capture, utilization to reduce the carbon greenhouse emission in the atmosphere a little bit less, so that our atmosphere will get balanced. Since the Industrial Revolution, the rich and developed nation has certainly used these carbon-based fuels, and they get developed, and they want to become rich. It's really unfortunate to note that leaders of the rich developed nation continue to ignore the overwhelming scientific proof of greenhouse gas, climate change, and related issues. And they want to push their business as usual. In recent UN speech you might have heard, well-rich developed nation, which we believe stronger, they are not come towards the decarbonizing their energy generation. Let us make it very clear again and again the truth about Vasudeva Kudumbakam. The world is one family. The Mother Divine Earth has her own way to correct the climate change. That means to correct us. But the nature divine never distinguishes between rich or poor, developed or underdeveloped, or developing. It's not going to look into it. So certainly, so far we failed. In case if we fail again and again to honor the international agreements by United Nations Framework for Climate Change, Kyoto Protocol, Glasgow Agreement, recent Paris Agreement, which says that we have to make sure the global temperature less than 2 degrees than the pre-industrial level. If this is not happening, then the real danger is coming for our human species. The SOC countries is really doing good. Just today morning I was searching what is the energy status of Bhutan, Nepal and Sri Lanka, all this. Bhutan and Nepal, mostly hydropower. More than 80-90% of energy comes from hydropower. They are very, very carbon neutral. Small nations. Sri Lanka is already achieved 50% of its energy from renewable energy. And they are going to have 100% by 2050. That's what I just got. And our India, big nation in SOC, is doing great compared to world average. We are currently more than 35% of our energy generation through renewable energy technologies and clean energy technologies. Including nuclear, we are going to propose to make it as a clean, because nuclear energy is very clean. Safety is there, technology is available. India is committed to several national agreements, particularly aims for 50% of its energy comes from renewable energy technologies by 2030 itself. I think we may reach within another 2 years, before our reach of 2030. And we are planned to have net carbon neutral by 2070. That also we are about to achieve before what we say to the international forum. So these commitments aligns with the Paris Agreement and all our SOC national determined contributions towards decarbonizing our energy generation. As the convener of this energy theme, I sincerely thank all the authors, delegates, and our team and collaborative team, students and faculties who have made this conference a reality. I hope the abstract, that book that we are going to release based on conference, will be a Bible more or less for energy and water. And I also take this opportunity to say that Pondicherry University roadmap for net zero carbon by 2035 will also going to be released. And this is prepared by us along with my previous collaborators and our alumni. I think Mr. Himanshu, who was our alumni, and he has his own entrepreneurs now, Sustainia International. He worked with me for Solar Campus a lot when he was doing MTech. Now with him and my friend Deepan Barua, who is also from Global Sustainable Energy Solution, we worked together to make this booklet, and I submit to Vice Chancellor, who is looking for net carbon neutral by 2047. The book says that we can able to achieve by 2035, much before our country looks for. So we are ahead. The department is ahead. And this department, it started in only 2010. And this department has done a lot in this area. Of course, worked for our solar campus, and now we are working towards net zero. So I request Professor Prabhak Babu sir to give special consideration for our department to develop much faster, because we have BTech program, we are looking for a lot of infrastructure, and I promise that we will grow much faster than what we have done in the last 10 years. Thank you, sir. So I thank the Sun God for making me to achieve this with all your helps. I look forward for a wonderful conference to get ideas exchanged with our collaborators from SAARC countries, particularly on clean energy and sanitation and affordable and clean energy, United Nations Sustainable Goal 6 and 7, which are interrelated to several other United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So that's where we also installed several United Nations Sustainable standees in our campus to promote sustainability. I think we are much far better than any other Indian education institutions towards sustainability. Some of the things will be presented and some of the things will be clipped here. So with this, I wish the conference would become a kind of the sustainable synergies between energy and water. My best wishes for a successful and impactful conference for your guests. I promise that you all leave with something on energy and water, which is the very important for our lives to exist. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your inspiring words. We shall now present a welcome video message from Dr. Benny Bor, Program Specialist, UNESCO New Delhi, whose vision and continued support has been instrumental in advancing UNESCO's initiative in sustainability and capacity building, which are closely aligned with the objective of this conference. May I request the audience to kindly direct their attention to the screen for this message.
It is my great pleasure to welcome all participants to the SAF International Conference on Energy and Water for a Sustainable Environment 2025, jointly organized by the Department of Green Energy Technology, Pondicherry University, and the Center for South Asia Water Management, University of Moratuwa, under the framework of the UNESCO Chair Program. We convene at a critical juncture for our planet. The world today faces an unprecedented convergence of challenges, including biodiversity loss, climate change, and pollution, collectively known as the triple planetary crisis. At the heart of this crisis lie population dynamics, coupled with the unbridled exploitation of natural resources, along with the energy paradox. These factors underscore the urgent need to transform how we produce and consume energy and water, resources that are foundational to human being, ecological stability, and indeed to peace. These intersecting crises are not isolated. They are symptoms of a larger systemic imbalance demanding innovative and integrated responses. ICEWSE 2025 provides a timely platform for scientists, policymakers, industry leaders, and civil society actors to come together in pursuit of sustainable solutions. In the face of the global energy crisis and growing water insecurity, this conference is not just a gathering of experts, but it is another in a series of vital calls to action. And such calls cannot be issued often enough because we are confronting a deepening socio-ecological reality. We are exceeding the planet's limits. Our shared goals must be to include pathways that are resilient, inclusive, and environmentally just, aligning with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and the principles of intergenerational equity and the human rights to clean the air, safe drinking water, and sufficient food. On behalf of UNESCO, I extend my deep appreciation to Professor Arun Prasad, UNESCO shareholder at Pondicherry University, for his visionary leadership and commitment to fostering dialogue and research in critical areas of sustainability. I also recommend the organizing institutions for creating this important space for global cooperation and knowledge exchange. Let this conference serve as a catalyst for lasting partnerships, actionable insights, and transformative change. I encourage all participants to engage actively, think boldly, and collaborate widely as we work together to shape a more sustainable and equitable future for all. Most importantly, make new friends, foster friendships, and take something meaningful back with you, something that inspires positive change in both your professional and personal environments. I wish you all a successful and inspiring conference.
It is a pleasure to extend my warmest greetings to all the distinguished delegates, speakers, and participants at the International Conference on Energy and Water for a Sustainable Environment that is hosted by the Pondicherry University in partnership with the University of Moratuwa in Sri Lanka under the auspices of the UNESCO chairs. This conference reflects our shared commitment to advancing innovative solutions in energy and water management. It also highlights the enduring academic partnership between India and Sri Lanka, and our joint resolve to pursue sustainable development for the benefit of our region and beyond. The presence of global experts, policymakers, and practitioners underscores the urgency and importance of collective responses to today's pressing environmental challenges. I commend the conveners of the conference, Professor Ramasamy Arun Prasad of Pondicherry University and Professor Lalit Rajapaksa of the University of Moratuwa, for creating this platform that brings together academia, research, and policy. By fostering collaboration and exchange between the UNESCO Madanjit School of Green Energy Technology, Pondicherry University, UNESCO Madanjit Singh Center for South Asia Water Management, and the University of Moratuwa, this partnership for the ICEWSE 2025 sets a model for cross-border cooperation in addressing climate resilience and sustainability. I hope that the deliberations at this forum paves the way for more innovative partnerships and enduring solutions between India and Sri Lanka that will also serve to strengthen regional cooperation and advance the global agenda for sustainable energy and water security. I extend my very best wishes for a successful and impactful conference. Thank you.
Honorable Vice Chancellor, our guiding lights in this university, dynamic personality, benevolent and respected Madam France, who have been pillar of support since inception of this Madanjit School of Green Energy Technology since 2010. We continue to look forward her generous support and cooperations. And distinguished expert guest, Professor Lalit Rajapaksa from the University of Moratuwa. He has been the expert in the surface and groundwater hydrology and environmental ecology, also convener of this conference. Shri Tony Van Megan, who is another expert who is going to discuss with us, has been the founder member of Auroville Consultancy and also experienced senior management and consultant in the corporate sector earlier to his contributions at the Auroville. He has been pillar of guidance and support to the sustainability concept spreading across Pondicherry and also through India. Distinguished delegates, I could see more than 100 delegates have been participated. A lot of young researchers have put up their posters. It's a really fulfilling to felicitate this audience gathering who brings the marriage between the water and energy, one of the vital resources of our world. Precious and vital resources. As long as planet exists, these two resources have to be utilized. Interestingly, the most cleanest form of energy comes from water, and we are also looking for other cleanest form of energy in the race to mitigate the climate change. And we have benefited a lot this Madanjit School Department of Green Energy from the continuous support extended by the various chapters of SAF, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka, and other South Asian countries. We have received very qualified, excellent scholars who did their post-graduation here and have been doing as an ambassador of our university in many places across the globe. And we are very thankful for your support and look forward to your continuous support. And as a matter of fact, I just talked to Professor Lalit Bakshe about the participation from Sri Lanka, which has been below expectation for us. Very neighboring country, very dynamic, developing country, and we look forward to Sri Lankan participations a lot. Day before yesterday, also the international delegate visited our department. Couple of Sri Lankan delegates also there. I shared this vision to them. We are fortunate to have two representations from Sri Lanka, one as a MTech scholar from SAF chapter, and one from the international ICC program, India-Sri Lanka exchange program. Only two participants came to pursue MTech program. We look forward to a lot of their participations and interactions. So this conference on energy and water nexus is going to be started in the relation between our country and Sri Lankan in exchange of, particularly with respect to renewable energy interaction exchange. I won't remain a long time between you and this conference proceeding. A lot of efforts have been put by both the chairs of the UNESCO, Professor Arun Prasad and Professor Lalit Bakshe, in organizing and making this event a successful one for the next 2 days to unveil. And a lot of experienced speakers have been lined up to deliver their talk. I really thankful to them for accepting our invitations and coming forward to discuss their valuable research contributions and in this event. So with this note, I congratulate the organizers of this event for this wonderful today conference organized and wish them all the best and success, and also wishing all the participants and delegates to reap the rich dividend out of this conference and even interact with the colleagues and scholars and stay in touch with us, and we will look forward to you again and again in future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. Now, we proceed to the significant part of the inaugural ceremony, the release of the abstract book of the UNESCO Chair activity under ICEWSE 2025, sponsored by South Asia Foundation. The abstract book is a collective outcome of their rigorous research, scholarly contributions, and the dedication of many great minds who have enriched this conference with their work.
Now it is time to listen to the words of our Honorable Vice Chancellor of Pondicherry University, Professor Paniti Prakash Babu, a distinguished academic leader with decades of contribution to higher education, research and institutional development. Under his stewardship, Pondicherry University continues to strengthen its academic excellence, international collaboration and commitment to sustainability. With due respect, I now invite Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Prakash Babu to deliver the address.
Very good morning. Vanakkam. Ladies and gentlemen. The dignitaries on the dais, special guests, Madam France Market, MSF Trustee, Mr. Tony Van Megan, co-founder of the Aravalli Consulting, Professor Lalit Rajpakshe, UNESCO Chair and convener of the ICEWSE 2005, so Dr. Benno Bore, UNESCO, who delivered the welcome address, online, and also Her Excellency Maheshini Kolane, High Commissioner of Sri Lanka, my colleagues, Professor Jafar Ali, Dean, Majanji School of Energy Technology, and the organizer, Professor R. Arun Prashant, UNESCO Chair and Convener of the ICEWSE 2025, and another colleague, Professor Sharda, Coordinator of the ICEWSE 2025, distinguished invitees from the Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, research scholars, speakers, students, other invitees, and the media friends. It's my great privilege to be here on this occasion of the inaugural session of the conference. I am deeply honored and welcome you all for this international conference on energy and water for the sustainable environment, ICEWSE 2025. As my earlier speakers indicated, the water and energy importance, both are inseparable. Water and energy is inseparable. And the water is an inseparable part of the life. As all of you know that the life started from the water, that is the origin of life is from the water. And even today, without water, no living being can continue to live. Our body is more than 50% is filled with the water. And that is the actual media where the complete physiological system or biological system works. So without that, it cannot. And energy is the highest form of the requirement for the human survival across the nations. Dr. Arun Prashant clearly mentioned about the developed countries and how the contribution is required from everybody to have the sustainable goal. So this conference is jointly organized by the Department of Green Energy Technologies, Pondicherry University, and the Center for South Asia Water Management, University of Moratue, Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka and India are inseparable. And also the Nepal, Bhutan. We are all culturally connected, socially connected. So these are the important aspects for once again united at Pondicherry University for a great cause across the nations and for the world. I congratulate the people who have here assembled in this occasion. I am truly inspired by the diversity and expertise present here today. Yesterday night I have seen the complete program and the speakers and the titles of the lectures that is being delivered today and tomorrow. I am really quite impressed by that. However, I will be missing it. From the teachers, researchers, and the industry leaders and the young scholars together, we embody the collective and innovative spirit needed to advance the resilient and sustainable solutions worldwide. The diverse themes set to be explored here under the energy and the water nexus, advanced energy materials, green energy, green hydrogen technologies, sustainable urban and water infrastructure catalysis, climate resilient resources, and data-driven hydrology are critical to addressing the multifaceted challenges our society faces. Importantly, the conference aligned with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, climate action, and life below the water. Though through the knowledge sharing and active engagement, I am confident we will generate the transformative ideas across the disciplines, perhaps partnerships that extend beyond this conference. I believe these discussions will shape the future trajectory of the energy and water sustainability for the resilient communities. Energy and water crisis is a global need or global demand. So this is a sustainable, but the India and Sri Lanka play an important role in this region where we have to work together for the sustainable development without challenging the environment, for which the water and the energy are the ones we have to closely make up these two without tampering the environment. I extend my heartfelt thanks to the distinguished speakers, experts, and the participants who enriched this forum, as well as Professor Arun Prashant, the conference convener, for this leadership. I also express deep appreciation for our Sri Lankan partners and the entire team whose collaboration has made the vital in organizing this event. My special thanks goes to Madam France Marquette, MSF trustee. Madam, whenever I visit the building, in my first visit itself, I went round I'm here for the last 6 months, to tell you, okay. So when I went round the university and I stopped at your building where you have given scope and facility to enrich the knowledge in this line and also to promote the Southeast Asian collaboration. Indian government, though this university is a national university, we have the students across the states, of all the states representatives we have. However, apart from the ICSSR, you are the one who are instrumental in promoting the international studies of the university. However, for certain reasons, it got in abeyance at present. On behalf of the university, I humbly request you, let us work together and continue for the betterment of this region. We are here to support, facilitate, and provide all kinds of necessary things to smoothly pass in for such a kind of activities in the university. I am here for that. Let us also engage fully in the existing program of lectures, technical sessions, poster presentations, and networking opportunities. I encourage all of you to exchange ideas openly and forge the connections that contribute to the sustainable future. It is my sincere hope that ICEWSE 2025 will inspire the knowledge action and partnership that benefit the communities around the world. For the visitors from across the different places, I think if you are first-time visitors to the Pondicherry, this is a beautiful place and it's a kind of destiny for the different people throughout the world to come and settle in this Pondicherry. As Aravalli is the one which is our natural collaborator with us, present here already, and this is a serene place and a place for the spirituality and place for the peace and resilience. I wish the visitors to visit some of these places and some of the natural beauty of the Pondicherry before you leave. And I want you to come back again and again for a fruitful collaboration with the Pondicherry University. We are here to provide you the necessary facilities and the infrastructure. In this connection, I congratulate the Sri Lankan partners for coming forward to have such a kind of wonderful workshop along with our departments. And the school, I congratulate the Dean, Professor Ali, and Professor Arun Prashant from the department, and also other faculty members sitting here of the dais, of the department, and the students for searching such a kind of initiative and organizing a wonderful meeting on the not only the national, regional, but also the cause of throughout the world. I wish you all best of luck for these next 2 days and great day you'll have for the next 2 days. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words and shared wisdom. Now it is high time to meet the guest, Madam France Marquette, Principal Trustee of Madanjit Singh Foundation and representative of the Foundation at UNESCO, who has long been a steadfast champion of education, cultural diplomacy and regional cooperation. Her leadership in presenting the foundation of UNESCO's global dialogues underscores her dedication to bringing the science, policy and sustainable development. It is with profound respect and admiration that we now invite Chief Guest Madam France Marquette to address this gathering with a few words.
Good morning, everybody. Well, I have to repeat Professor Arun Prasad's speech because he copied on my speech. So I warmly welcome all delegates, speakers, and participants in this International Conference on Energy and Water for Sustainable Environment 2025, organized under the UNESCO Chair activity jointly by Pondicherry University, India, and the University of Moratuwa, Sri Lanka. I thank Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Prakash Babu of Pondicherry University, Professor Rajneesh Bhutani, Register, Professor B.M. Jafar Ali, Dean Madanjit Singh, Energy Technology, Professor Arun Prasad, Head of the Department and the UNESCO Chair of Green Energy Technology, and Professor Lalit Rajapakse, Director of the UNESCO Madanjit Singh Center for Water Management and Head of the UNESCO Chair on Water Management, Moratuwa University, Sri Lanka. I also most warmly thank the entire conference organizing committee for making this event happen. I recall and appreciate Professor Arun Prasad's interest in organizing this joint event between the two complementary UNESCO chairs and launching the invitation during the alumni meeting in Kathmandu in December 2024. This endeavor is rooted in the vision of the late UNESCO Goodwill Ambassador Madanjit Singh, who in 2000 founded the South Asia Foundation to foster peace and cooperation through education. The recognition by UNESCO of the excellent and continuous work carried out by these two chairs is reinforced today by this event, bringing together on one platform for collaborative dialogue and innovation, symbolizing a steadfast commitment of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. I warmly encourage the young researchers and scholars to use this opportunity to share ideas and contribute with confidence to challenges such as climate change, resource scarcity, and inclusive development. In the name of my fellow trustees and mine, I thank all the colleagues of Pondicherry University and the University of Moratuwa, whose efforts and commitment has made this gathering possible, and extend our warmest wishes to Professor Lalit Rajapakse and Professor Arun Prasad. Wishing you all an enriching and successful conference. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We are delighted to have you here. Now, it is our honor to invite Mr. Tony Van Meegen to address this gathering with a few remarks.
Professor Prakash Babu, Vice Chancellor of Pondicherry University, and all co-workers on the dais. I call us co-workers because we are all working for the same cause of taking care of the future generations of the world so that they have access to clean water and clean energy. So we are all co-workers. I have the privilege of knowing Professor Arun Prasad already since quite some time. In fact, we were already interacting in 2010 and in 2011 about how can we put solar energy in our campuses, the campus of Pondicherry University and the campus of Auroville. We already had standalone solar, quite a lot, hundreds of kilowatts of standalone solar, meaning solar with a battery, but there was no grid solar. Grid-connected solar was not there. So we discussed it, and we saw that rooftop solar, especially in an environment like a university with a lot of roofs, would be a very good solution where electricity can be generated very close to the point of consumption. And it will also avoid transmission and distribution losses. The problem was that there was no policy in Pondicherry. Tamil Nadu already had a policy in 2012. In fact, we had a privilege of contributing to writing that policy, but there was no policy in Pondicherry at all. So very fortunately, we were invited by the government of Pondicherry to support them in drafting that policy. The policy became a reality in 2015, and it was gazetted in March 2016. And what is quite unique about that policy of Pondicherry, it has got every possible mechanism that you can think of. There is gross metering, there is net metering, there is group net metering, there is virtual net metering. And that policy became a template later on for some other states, including Delhi. So based on this policy, the regulator, the Joint Electricity Regulatory Commission, JERC, drafted regulations. Those regulations came out in 2019, and thereafter, the rooftop solar started in Pondicherry. In fact, we already had done a pilot project with Power Grid Corporation of India, because Power Grid Corporation of India was implementing a smart grid project in Pondicherry. And long before the policy came, we were permitted to install a few pilots in Sri Aurobindo Ashram and a few residences, which became test pilots also for the electricity department to understand how grid-connected solar would work at the consumer level. This conference is about water and about energy. And both have something in common. First of all, they have in common that they are very essential. But what they also have in common is this, that if you look at renewable energy, the sun sets and the sun rises. We don't have sunlight the whole day. Water in our part of the world here, most of the rain is there in about 2 or maximum 2.5 months' time in the monsoon. So in both energy and in water, we have a challenge of storage. We have to understand that coal, oil, and gas are not really energy sources. They are nothing but stored solar energy. And the whole energy transition centers around replacing those 3 fossil fuel batteries with sustainable batteries. The source remains the sun. And the sun is also responsible for most of the wind because of temperature difference. So we don't have to worry about the source of energy. We have to worry and work on how do we store it so that it is available 24/7. So after having made quite some big breakthroughs in solar energy generation, the next step, which I will also address in my presentation later on, is about storage of energy. Distributed generation and distributed storage, both for energy and for water, are required for a sustainable energy and water future. So I wish all of you and all of us a wonderful 2-day conference. We are deeply grateful to Professor Arun Prasad for organizing this, and we do hope that all of us go back with new inspiration and new energy to take care of our future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for the valuable insights. Now, we would like to welcome Professor Lalit Rajapakse, currently holds the UNESCO Chair on Sustainable Water Resources Management in South Asia, University of Moratuwa, Sri Lanka. It is my honor to invite Professor Lalit Rajapakse to address this gathering and with his insights and vision. Sir.
Very good morning to you all, distinguished Vice Chancellor and Dean, Faculty of Green Energy Technology, our beloved Madam France, and all the distinguished invitees and dear participants. This is one of my life's most unforgettable days because we are achieving something we have been planning for quite a long time. With the support of the green energy technology, especially Professor Arun Prasad, and also Madam France, South Asia Foundation, and the Madanjit Singh Foundation. So why this is important? We know that our burning issues today, climate change, And when we look at climate change, it is linked to water and energy. The entire globe, those who are contributing to the climate change, also those who are not contributing to it, like our neighboring countries like Nepal, Bhutan. Some of them are already carbon neutral, much ahead of the global targets. But there is a saying that the developing nations and also sometimes innocent nations are suffering the most. So it is a global issue that is not going to be sorted out soon. The fault sometimes lies with us all. Why? Have we committed adequately? We will discuss those things in the next 2 days, starting from now onwards. So this is a very timely event planned and organized by the Green Energy Technology Department and the faculty with the support of all of you. So we are looking forward to the important discussions and the initiatives that might help not only our South Asian region, maybe even beyond. Thank you so much for all your contributions and the support and for being with us. We are looking forward to the culmination of this joint venture, the forthcoming deliverables or the lectures to be held starting from now onwards. We welcome you once again and thank you so much for joining with us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, to conclude the inaugural session, may I now invite Professor D.S. Sharda, Coordinator of the UNESCO Chair Activity ICEWSE 2025, to kindly propose the vote of thanks.
We are immensely grateful to Madam Frank Market, MSF Trustee, for joining us and sharing your insightful perspective, ma'am. Your words are both inspiring and deeply appreciated. Your continuous support have been very instrumental from the inception of our department. Our heartfelt thanks to Mr. Tony Van Meegen, co-founder of Oroville Consulting, for your gracious address emphasizing the urgency of sustainable solutions and collective action in our lives. We also extend our sincere appreciation to Professor Lalit Rajapakse, UNESCO Chair and Convener for the ICEWSE 2025 from the University of Moratuwa, Sri Lanka, for your guidance, continuous encouragement throughout this journey and for your valuable insights. We are thankful for the thoughtful video messages that brought warmth and an international spirit to our gathering. Our gratitude goes to Dr. Benno Bore from the UNESCO New Delhi for his kind wishes and encouraging message, and also Her Excellency Mahishini Kalon, High Commissioner of Sri Lanka, for her kind wishes and support, and for insisting on cross-border cooperation for climate action and sustainability. A special note of thanks to our dynamic leadership, that is Professor B.M. Zafar Ali, Dean of Madanjit School of Green Energy Technology, for your gracious felicitation address and highlighting the broader impact of this conference. As we embark on this two-day international conference on energy and water for the sustainable environment, let us continue to build bridges of understanding, collaboration and friendship across borders. Thank you once again. I wish all of you a fruitful and inspiring conference ahead for advancing energy and water solutions for a resilient future. Thank you.